Hey guys, welcome to Bridges Get Stitches. This is Tasha. I am here with an update on my 2025 plans. So this should be fun. If you were here for my 2024 plans, you saw how crazy those were. So you know me. This one's gonna be just as crazy, probably. It's what it is. You'll hear there's a little frog in my throat, so if I have to stop and like clear my throat or take a sip or something, that's gonna happen. I woke up this morning with just like terrible, like stuffy nose, cough, and throat, and now like everything's gone except the voice. So I sound weird, my bad. Anyway, so let's dive in. So one of the first things that I did to prep for 2025 was I set up Notion, and I used a combination of the Frizzy Lizzie's template, her new template, and just a bunch of like tutorials and stuff that I found online because I loved how she had everything set up, but like I do a lot of different things than she does. So like I do the fandom cross stitching, so I needed stuff for that, and then I had decided I was going to add in a couple of my own plans and stuff. And I still did WhipGo from, I used the template for WhipGo from her previous Notion template and all of that. So I went ahead and set that up, and I'll insert like a brief little video of that, what it looks like now. It's going to morph because not everything that I want to do is in there, and things are going to change as the year goes. But here's a little video of what it looks like now. All right, here you have it. This is my 2025 cross-stitch planner adapted from Frizzy Lizzie's and some other templates and stuff I've seen online. I've got all my databases linked at the top. I've got other notes and links over here. Figured out photos and GIFs and all that jazz. My current to-do list, things I need to post, things I need to FFO. I wanted to keep all those separate, so I just did those in a line there. This could still use some like changing around. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna set goals. Right now I've just got my 4 focus pieces here and what their specific goals are. I gotta figure out a way to do paper patterns because I can't get that number there. But anyway, this is my goals here. I've got my current focus pieces listed, but I can also pull up my other whips here if I need to. This is my stitchy bank. This will give me like my, how many minutes do I get today on here. Then I've got fandom stuff. So like when we get our read watch list, that's going to go over here. I've got my weekly points here, my monthly. This is my 25 and 25. Then I've got my stitches this past year. Again, I can't figure out the paper patterns. This is all digital stuff, so. Then I've got a goals priority list. Again, I've only got it put to my focus pieces now just for that view. This is my plans, the one I want to finish this year, as well as the ones that I want to start this year so far. Quite a bit on there. Then this is my WhipGo. Got it listed out in board style here, so you can see I've got 5, I've got some 2s, single days, all of that. So those are the ones I'm gonna focus on. But this database has all of my projects. I've got it sorted right now for like my whips and such at the moment, but this has all the data, all the pictures for my existing whips from there. Then I've got my weekly fandom database set up, as well as monthly points, and then the 2025 and 25. This is my Stitchy Bank database, which I made public. I shared that, so that's on the, should be in the links below. And then this is my Stitchy tracker, because I started this one. I gotta update this. It still has her header photo. Since I didn't really like the
The data cells don't really allow, as they're set up, for a start count, so I just added them to a Stitchy tracker just to make it easy. So let's see, then I've got a full list of the specific fandom challenges in my notes, and I've got my Year of Whips. This needs to go into a database, as well as the 52 count, which right now is in my personal organizer. So that needs to go in there as well. So that is what my cross stitch planner looks like at the moment.
Okay, so that's what the Notion looks like now. We'll see what it ends up being as it progresses. But these are some of the things that I'm gonna be doing in 2025. So I am going on a no pattern buy because based on putting things into Notion, I realized just how many patterns I have. A lot. So, I don't need any patterns. Are there patterns that are going to come out this year that I'm going to want? Probably. But I'm hoping I can add them into Notion as a wish instead of adding them to my stash. So, fingers crossed, we'll see how that goes. But my plan is every month that I don't buy a pattern, I'm going to put $25 into like a budget for the end of the year. Maybe it'll be 50. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, what my amount is, but there's going to be an amount that I'm going to put into a budget that I can like splurge on for my birthday in 2026. So we'll see. I've got a little tracker for that as part of like my general dashboard, as a, like a no buy thing or whatever, just to check in weekly to make sure you didn't buy anything, did you? I am also going to have 4 focus pieces next year. I'm assuming that a couple of them will finish up rather early. So let me see here. I've got 2 Sals, the Bluey Sal and then the Muffin Sal from 2024. I want to get those 2 finished, like finished soon. So those are my Sal focus, I guess, to start. And then my full coverage focus is going to be the Wizard of Oz piece because I really want to see some good progress on that. Jim, hey, leave the plastic alone. Knock it off. Go away. And then, sorry, my non-full coverage, but still somewhat full coverage because it's a long dog, is Forevermore. And I want that one done for our 2026 anniversary because that is our 10-year anniversary. Yeah, that's a better decision. So those are going to be my 4 focus pieces. And a lot of the things that I'm doing are like double dipping with one another. So it all works in my head, I promise. On top of the focus pieces, I want to aim to finish 25 pieces. And so I have a whole list. I'm not going to bore you with all of them now, but I actually have a list of like 28 pieces that are like on the docket to, come on, go to finish this year. And it's a bunch of like little ones. Oh wait, I've already finished that one. Okay. So like a lot, like the Biodiversity Matters, the Cats versus Dogs, the Greenhouse is so close to a finish. Let the Good Times Begin, Arctic Friends, like all of these are like smaller ones. And then I do have a couple bigger ones. So like this Joyous Season, that's going to be an overhaul. But I want to finish that one. What else have I got on here that's bigger? Honestly, I think the other one that's big is the Beach Rat one, and I want to finish that one for StitchCon. So I've got quite a few on here that should easily be finishes. Like they're at the point where it's like, why haven't I finished it yet? And because I have too much going on with new starts and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I also want to, so this one's part of fandom, but I want to pick 25 whips to put 2025 stitches in. So I've got that list started. I've got 18 on there right now. So like Wizard of Oz, The Woman in a Field of Flowers, Afternoon Tea, Away We Ride. I've got the Bluey Sal, which I'm hoping to finish. Camper Kit, The Deadly Aquarium, also kind of hoping to finish that one. Frosted Pumpkin Cottage, also kind of hoping to finish that one. So I've got 18 on the list so far that I'm hoping to get 2025 stitches done. Why is Forevermore not on that one? Okay, we're gonna Forevermore. Yep, you're getting added to that. Okay. I'm gonna skip that one for now. I also have the fandom weekly challenges and the monthly challenges, and those are just going to be like prompt based. Luckily, because Wizard of Oz and Forevermore are both on my 25 for 2025 list, I'm going to be able to double dip a lot of the weekly challenges with those, so those should be pretty easy. And then I'm gonna do WhipGo. So this is what my WhipGo board looks like, and you would have seen it on the overview of my Notion as well. But I've got a large chunk of them set aside for Wizard of Oz and Forevermore. Every call is going to be for 500 stitches, which should be a breeze. Like, to get that in a month, when I've been doing like 10,000 stitches a month, I think that should be fine. That will slow down a bit with some of my other plans, which I'll talk about here in a second. But I still feel like I should be able to get 500 in a month. So I've got Wizard of Oz on there 5 times. I've got Forevermore on there 5 times. Treasure Island's on there twice. The Greenhouse is on there twice. Deadly Aquarium's on there twice. And then my single ones are Dolphins, Domain, Victorian Morning Tree, Frosted Pumpkin Cottage, It's Time for Halloween, Bluey Sal, Candy, and the Halloween Sampler. And then Woman in a Field of Flowers is also on there twice. So I feel like that's going to be a decent chunk done on all of these projects. So fingers crossed, because I like failed at WhipGo last year in like February. So we'll see. I've also decided I want to do the Year of Whips with the Soulful Stitcher. So as soon as I get into that group, I'm probably not going to like compete for the win just because it's like my first year doing it. I just want to do it. So I've got 10 whips picked, and some of them I'm setting to get to 25%. Others I'm setting to get to a finish. Others, there's one, Forevermore, I want to get to 75%. So my 25% are Wizard of Oz, Woman in a Field of Flowers, Halloween Sampler, and It's Time for Halloween. These are like major goals. I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere near 25% for Wizard or Woman, but I'm going to try. And then my 5 finish goals are Frosted Pumpkin Cottage, Victorian Morning Tree, that one should be easy, Deadly Aquarium, Bluey Sal, why isn't Greenhouse should be on there, and Treasure Island. I might switch out Greenhouse for Treasure Island, because Treasure Island's kind of big. I don't know, I'll think about it. Honestly, maybe I'm going to switch out It's Time for Halloween for Greenhouse, because that one's going to be a finish. And that one is kind of drawing me a little bit more. So we're going to do Greenhouse of Oddities for a finish. I had also considered doing the Bringo Magazine Monthly Challenge, but I think I'm going to loosely do that one, because the other challenges and goals and things that I want to get done are more important in my head than those. So this is going to be kind of like a test year. Kind of like how last year was a test year for Whip Warriors, and I decided, I don't like Whip Warriors. So I'm out of that one. It's a great group, but it wasn't for me. So I'm going to just kind of loosely follow and see how that goes. Then, so next year, this 2025 is going to be my AMSAP year. So those of you that do like workouts and like exercise and all that jazz, you know what AMRAP is, as many reps as possible. So I'm doing AMSAP, as many starts as possible. Because I have so many whips, I want them started so that I can just pick it up and go. I don't like starting new projects. I like having the new project. I don't like the act of actually starting it. I have had this piece of fabric on this Q-snap for at least a week. I don't like putting the first stitch in. I am so weird. I know, I realize that, and I'm admitting that. So if I make this my AMSAP year, then I will have a buttload of other starts just sitting around, or other whips sitting around, so that I can keep working on them. So right now, my goal is 25 new starts a quarter. So that's 100 starts total. If I get more than that, hooray. But my minimum is I want to do 25 a quarter. Now, you've seen some of my starts. My new starts are small. So I need to set like a limit on those. And so I'm thinking a 200 stitch minimum makes it a new start. I think that's significant enough for me. So the 100 might be all I get. But, you know, we're just gonna kind of run with it and see what happens. Then I've got two more for you. Yeah, I'm not done. I told you this is like crazy, like everything's all over the place. So I had mentioned my Stitchy Bank idea. And so you saw that little portion on my Notion. And so the way that I have set that up is, let me actually go to it so I can talk about it while it's like on the screen with me. So there are some things that I want to work on with my health. I'm sitting here sick talking about health. They are a focus on my physical and mental health, things I want to improve. And so if I achieve those things, then I'm allowing myself stitches based on that. So my goals, I need to increase my water intake. I used to be really good at drinking water and now I just don't, and it's like necessary for the weight loss goals that I want to have. And so I am allowing or giving myself 15 minutes of stitchy time if I get my water intake for the day. And that's just a check mark on the screen. Maybe I'll put up a picture here so you can see what I'm talking about, like as I check them off. Then I have a 10K step goal. I got a Fitbit for Christmas, yay. They tend to like die for me after like 2 years, and then I just like wait another like year and a half before I get a new one. Anyway, I'm going to aim for 10,000 steps a day. If I get 10,000 steps a day, I am allowing myself 30 minutes of stitch time. If I work out, if I do my exercise routine, which I have a planner for that in Notion, thanks Notion, then I get 30 minutes of stitch time. If I clean something, that is a mental health thing. This clutter that develops, you know, when you have a kid and toys are everywhere and like things get put to the wayside, I need to clean something. If I clean something, I'm allowing myself 30 minutes. Reading, I want to get into reading, and that could be like a devotional or a article, something physically read, 15 minutes of stitch time. And then I also really want to focus on my language. Now, language review, I am attempting to relearn Spanish, learn French, and learn ASL. any of those things. If I do any of that practice that day, I get 15 minutes of stitch time. And then I developed the formula, and ultimately it ends up being, let me see, 15, 30, 30, 30. This one, that's not plus 30, that should be times 30. Times 30, 15. Okay, so ultimately, if I get all of those done, that should be 150 minutes. So, just shy of 2.5 hours. I'm probably not gonna have that amount of time to stitch, but that just means that if I get to the end of the night and I only earned like 100 minutes of stitching, well, then I have to stop stitching and go do something else so I can earn more stitchy time, because that stuff needs to be priority over stitching. I know a lot of people, their resolution is to stitch more. I stitch every day if I can. There have been 5 days this year that I haven't stitched, and it's because I've been out of town, driving, or stuck on a Notion deep dive. So, getting stitching in every day is not a problem. It's the other things that are. So, I've got this stitchy bank thing. I will make this template public. So if anybody wants it, let me know. I guess I could just put it in the link below. Maybe I'll just put it down below. I will also pull together, I could try to pull together a PDF and I'll put it on my Gumroad. I will try to do that. If you don't see it below, it's because I couldn't figure it out. In case anybody wants to join me on the Stitchy Bank plan, and it could be anything you want. Like, it doesn't have to be the same things that I do. Like, if you want to learn guitar, then you have to practice guitar for 15 minutes a day in order to get 15 minutes of stitching, or whatever your goal is for you to improve on. Those are what, like, you develop that, you make it personal to you. And if you want to join, I don't know, hashtag Stitchy Bank, I don't know. I don't expect anybody to join me on this, but if you could help cheer me on, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Then my final challenge of the year. I don't know if anybody has heard of the 52 Book Club's reading challenge. But there is a challenge every year to get 52 books. And it is basically a prompt a week, and you make a book fit that prompt. I am going to piggyback on that because I want to read books that fit that, but I also want to try to stitch 52 different prompts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 52 Book Club challenge list, and I am going to match it to a book and a whip if I can. Some of them are probably going to have to be finagled a little bit. So like prompt 31, an audiobook has multiple narrators. Okay. Well, maybe I change that and make it something as simple as a whip has multiple seasons. So like I've got a 4 seasons whip, something like that. So they'll all kind of like coordinate with each other. And I don't know, I just want to see how many I can do. It's not really like I have to get all 52, but I don't know, I just want to see what I can do. So if anybody wants that prompt list, I'll just link the 52 Book Club list below. Feel free to join. So those are my challenges for the year. But I also wanted to mention that my birthday's coming up. January 11 is my birthday. And I would love for people to stitch along with me, but obviously, like, it's just around the corner. It's like 12 days from now. So, understood if it's not going to happen. But you guys know how much of a people person I am. I love to learn about other people. I love to support other people. I want to be everybody's cheerleader. And I want to learn about other people. So this year, I'm doing something kind of broad. If you would like to stitch along with me, I want to see a piece that represents you, because it just, it shows, it allows me to understand you and my community better. And so I'm thinking we'll call it the Boldly You Birthday Sal. And so it's nothing to do with me. It is something that you feel represents you, like, to the highest, or just like, yep, this is me. So Allison on Cross Stitch the Globe. It's gonna be a Cinderella piece. You know? Who else? Katie the Novel Stitcher. It's probably gonna be something book related. Like, it's just, it's something that you feel is representative of who you are. So if you want to, I would love to see people like tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag Boldly You Birthday Sal, and I don't know, show me you. You know, I know I'm kind of, it's kind of sappy, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but yeah. Welcome to Britches Get Stitches Nerdy Corner. Okay, cool. I think that's everything for the 2025 plans. Again, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So fingers crossed that you guys will have just as much fun with me. And yeah, let's make 2025 awesome, guys. I can't wait to keep stitching with everybody and to meet more people and to learn more about the people that I already know. And if you ever want to connect on Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff, please reach out, because I love chatting with everybody. So, all right, heading out, gonna go stitch. Later, y'all.